Welcome to Canadian Mortgage Videos live today. We're joined here today with myself, Joe Bladek, and Sam Thompson. So, Sam, welcome to the show. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go for it.
All right, that's great. Today we're looking at the history of credit scores, part two. Sam and I have gone into this already in detail once before, Sam, and we really found out some really interesting information, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I find that there's, a lot of things that, even like today's episode that I'm surprised about. So I'm sure that there was a lot of people that, don't really know too much about the ins and outs of, the credit process and credit information.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even I didn't know any of this information too until I saw this video myself. So let's really get into it. We'll watch it together here on Canadian Mortgage Videos, and let's take a look at what we got here.
Yeah.
We're just going to play the video.
So normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore.
So credit scores were only invented in 1989. Your parents and grandparents probably want you to believe that they also had to go through getting a credit history to get a mortgage, but the truth is they didn't. Before credit scores existed, all they had to do was walk into a bank and they'd get approved for a mortgage on the spot right there and then, basically.
Wow.
Now, the reason it was invented in the first place was in response to the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which basically banned the banks from denying credit to someone based on their race, religion, or ethnicity, or gender. And because of that act, certain groups of people were now able to actually afford and buy a house. And certain other groups of people were scared of the idea of certain individuals moving into the house next door to them. So they needed a new way to gatekeep buying houses. So they made up a system where you have to go into debt and pay off credit, prove that you can pay back this mortgage that you're asking for from the bank, despite the fact that for years and years, banks did not have an issue with lending money to anyone for any reason, I guess. I mean, you could be a convicted felon and still get a loan or a mortgage. Famous outlaw John Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2 was not denied one, despite the fact that he had federal agents after him. So between 1976, when this act was passed, and 1979, all the credit companies basically consolidated together to make a system that they can all use universally. And by 1995, all the banks out there basically started using this credit scoring system to judge whether or not someone is eligible for a mortgage. And this allowed banks to basically say, oh, you can't buy a house in that area, your credit rating is too low. But you can buy a house in this area where everyone else is also on a low credit score that we just decided for ourselves, I guess, because you didn't have the chance to build any credit because you weren't allowed to have any earlier on. And another note I just want to add on as well, people are very quick to judge China's and their social credit system that they have, where they rank and judge people based on certain things, and it determines your quality of life. But you know what, let's be honest, you guys fucking invented the system.
What's this?
Well, here we are. And with that, Sam, this is a very interesting video that I thought we could look at together today. And just by looking at this, it's amazing to see that the whole credit system itself has been invented and brought in my lifetime, like in your lifetime, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my parents didn't buy their house the same way we're buying our houses today.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a eye opener. You assume that a lot of the processes that are in place have been in place for such a long time, but it is a fairly new idea that we're still working with.
Exactly. And with that, I wanted just to add with you today some of the aspects in the ways that this gentleman is talking about, how it works out on the lender side. I know that, from the lender's perspective, there's a lot of ways that credit and down payment and areas do come into play when it comes to getting mortgage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely can still get a mortgage with, a poor credit score or with some bruised credit history. It's just going to be with some more specific and alternative lenders with, a bit looser guidelines.
Exactly. And with those looser guidelines, there comes a little bit of an area restriction with that. And with the area restrictions, typically those lenders that lend with lower credit scores typically lend in areas that are more urban just because of the risk associated with that. So it ends up that the lower credit scores can't really purchase a property in a rural area unless they have a significant sized down payment to mitigate the lower credit score. So That's an interesting aspect of that today, and the whole credit score system alone. So, Sam, it's been really good to have you on this show today. Just wanted to introduce everyone to Sam. He's a mortgage agent with Mega Mortgage now for over 2 years. Great to have you on. Originally here from Ottawa, Ontario, and
Yeah.
living in Barrie with your puppy and wife. So it's great to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was definitely, something that was new for me as well to learn all of this about credit
Yeah.
history and how that came about. So thanks so much for finding today's video and topic, Joe. You yourself have been in the industry for just about 12 years now, and living up in Aurelia with your wife and 2 kids. So again, thank you for having me on the video today.
Thanks very much, Sam. And everyone, just as you're watching this video today, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or share the video or contact Sam, myself, or Terry Lynn. We'd love to speak with you about your mortgage and your credit score and how it's going to impact what you're looking for. And thanks again for watching. We hope you have a great day.